Hi everyone, happy Crafternoon. Susan Campfield here with Suestampfield.com. Welcome to my stamp room. Thank you for making and sending handmade cards. You are making the world a kinder place with every card that you send, and I appreciate what you do so much. I hope in my videos that you get some inspiration so that you want to make and send even more cards and just spread more kindness throughout this world. Today you're here for a very special video. This is my Crafternoon video. So this is my customer class. It takes place once a month, and I do actually do it as a public video so that I can share with everyone. Some of you placed a qualifying order last month and got a packet in the mail to make this with me. Some of you are my team members and you got all of the dimensions so that you could cut your packet and create along with me. My direct team members actually made this packet, this card on Thursday night at our quarterly team meeting. And they made a special version of that, which I'll be sharing with you. So I'm excited. Let's go ahead and dive right in. I'm going to tell you right now, there will be a blog post that matches up with this that has full pictures of all the cards and more details. And you can sign up for that by going to suestampfield.com. I know this says sign up for free project sheets, but there's also a choice to sign up for blog posts. So if you sign up for that, you'll be notified as soon as that blog post is available. There is a purchasable PDF tutorial that goes along with this video. It is extensive with step-by-step photos how to remake or create all of the cards that I'm about to share with you. And that tutorial is available for purchase now. As of like 5 minutes ago, I just uploaded it, so it is available on my website. All right, enough with the talking. Let's go make some stuff. All right, so I'm going to switch to my desktop here, and we're going to dive right in. I'm going to start by, oh, you can see the edge of my desk. That's not good. Let's slide that back just a skosh. So I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the cards. Oh, thank you, Arlene. Arlene, I think she's bought every Crafternoon tutorial. I've been doing this for almost 4 years now. So I appreciate you. And there's so many people that give me so many kind words about my tutorials. I'm a visual learner, so I like step-by-step pictures of exactly how the card goes together, and I hope you guys appreciate that. It does make them quite extensive, and it takes it's a labor of love. It does take some time. So let's look at the cards. Are you guys ready? So last month, I know, Darlene, I'm on a roll here with getting them ready early. So last month we made the horizontal, and this one is called the Honeycomb pop-out card, and it's horizontal. For this month, we're turning that on its head. Woo! Kind of doing a cartwheel, not quite. And we're going to make a vertical version. This is called the Tower pop-up card. And so you can see that this is longer, hence the name Tower. And it's still the Tower Honeycomb card. Sorry, Tower Honeycomb Fun Fold card. And so super fun. This is the version that we're going to make today. I don't know if you can tell first glance there, but I actually have two different patterns of the Traditions of Christmas Designer Series paper on these. They both have pink poinsettias, however you say that. Let me know in the comments how you say poinsettia. Poinsettia with the E in it, or just poinsettia, whatever. Tomato, right? So anyway, whichever pattern you choose, they look great. I felt both patterns were so close that some of you got this version, some of you got this version. Totally doesn't matter. And then on the back, of course, there are those gorgeous Traditions of Christmas dies and the fantastic words that fit in those labels. And this is the Christmas greenery dies there. And then on the back side, we have just some different patterns of the paper in the pack. So this is the one that we're going to walk through today together and assemble. But I'd love to show you all of the versions. So when I do these fun folds, I don't like to stop with just one design. Like, I like to go nuts and use all sorts of other things. So shout out to my sister Anne, who was once again filling in for us as moderator today. We appreciate you, Anne. All right, so next up we have another fun fold card. This one is another, I should say, Tower Honeycomb card. This one is gorgeous. And this one uses the Modern Christmas suite of products. I've got the Modern Christmas designer paper. Now this one, just for extra fun, I added a window sheet, which is a piece of clear acetate behind this stabilizer piece. So the stabilizer, let's go back to this one, helps the card stand up. I love cards that stand for display, and almost every Crafternoon card I've ever done has a stand for display because you guys put so much love and creativity into your cards. I think it's a shame if the recipient can't display them. Now, of course, they can always stick it on the fridge with a magnet, right? That works. But I like to have cards that display. But this one was a little wobbly without the stabilizer, so that is why that's added in, to just make it a little bit more sturdy. Oh, my dog Mercy is scratching at the door. But this one, for some extra fun, I put that star on a window sheet so that it sort of it's attached to the stabilizer and it pops out from the card, which helps you show off the pretty stars on the background. I'm going to flip this over so you can look at the back while I let in my impatient dog. Hello, Mercy. She's not remembering there's no dog bed in here for her. I moved it out, so you have to go find it. There you go. So this one, the back sentiment does pop out from the card for just a little extra fun. I use the textured notes dies for both the back piece and also the front. Now the blog post is going to have all of the supplies listed out for these products. Now this Modern Christmas is available now. It is an online exclusive for Stampin' Up! It wasn't in the mini catalog, but you can find it on the website by just searching for Modern Christmas. Oh, good. Susan's part of my team. So my extended team members all got to see these cards last night. And so Susan was excited about the window sheets. So she ordered some to try those out. Okay, so now we're going to get into the sneak peek land. So demonstrators or anyone that purchases the starter kit, and by the way, the starter kit this month is a fantastic deal for 35 bucks, free shipping, $35 plus tax, free shipping. You can get $125 in products of your choice. Or for $99, you can pick out $189 in products of your choice. Amazing deal. So you can put these items in your starter kit if you so wish. If you're a demonstrator already, you can pre-order these now. This is made with the Brushed with Beauty suite of products. It is gorgeous. For whatever reason, on this particular Crafternoon, a lot of the cards I couldn't stop with I kept switching out, doing some different versions. So this one in the tutorial, you get just two different patterns of paper, kind of like the first two different patterns of paper. Part of that is because I had to make so many packets, I needed two different patterns to be able to have enough. This was the version my team members, my direct team members, made in our Thursday night virtual video. And of course, they always get the tutorial for free. So I'm going to flip these over so you can see the back side. Kind of fun. They're almost like mittens, you guys. The mitten cards. That's what I should have called them. Because of that fun honeycomb there, I can just slide my fingers right in them. Okay, yeah, they're not mittens. Don't wear them as mittens. Anyway, these products are absolutely stunning. We've got the Words of Beauty bundle. That's the greetings and the die. And then on the back, that's where those greetings came from. These stunning dies here with the leaves are from the Petal of Beauty bundle, and they are gorgeous. And then we even have some gems on there. If you can see those are the Pearls of Beauty. And then we have a new embossing folder that is called Beautiful Pattern Embossing Folder. And it is indeed a beautiful pattern. Now with packets, when I send out packets, I'm not allowed to do pre-stamped images. I can do die cuts. So when we're making our card today, people will just be substituting a greeting that they have for the sentiments if they don't have that, the same one that I used. So like the traditional label dies on that one. And then my team members, if they were here at my house, they got to stamp these, but if they weren't, they substituted their own greeting instead of using the beautiful Words of Beauty bundle. All right, there's more. Hang on, there's more. All right, so another sneak peek. This is another suite of products that is coming out. It'll be available to customers November 4th, and demonstrators can pre-order it now, or it's available in the starter kit now. This one is called Hobby Haven, and the designer paper, I've used one of the more solid patterns on the front, but on the back you can see some of the patterns in this paper. There are different ones that match up with different hobbies. This one is for plant lovers. It also has a lot of cozy recliners and chairs in it. And there's also patterns that have sewing and fabric making, fabric related crafts, cooking, health and beauty, all sorts of different patterns in there. So really fun. And the bundle that comes in this one, which is called Creative Haven, has some fantastic die shapes. And then a lot of these lend themselves really well to the chalkboard effect. I can't talk today, you guys. Oh my goodness. So I did the chalkboard look on this where you just emboss in white on black because it's so striking. So that one is the Hobby Haven version, Creative Haven. And then this next one is another one where I got carried away and did two versions of it. This is a new bundle that is absolutely gorgeous. This will be out November 4th, or you can get it in the starter kit now, and it's called Friendly Foliage. And I don't know if you can see it. If I tilt it right in the light, you can see that I stamped it in copper embossing. And then this is a copper die cut leaf here that my lights are making it look a little bit gold, but trust me, it's copper on there. And then I use the exposed brick embossing folder. And again, the textured notes dies on this one. So this was kind of my autumn version with this gorgeous bundle. And I love this. It's a two-step die where you get this beautiful frame that it cuts out. And then on the back side of this one, I just kept it simple with the embossed greeting on the back. But I was also curious what this would look like in greens. So I had to make a green version. This one is in shaded spruce. And it's the same card. I have instructions for both in the tutorial, but they're the same. It's just this one you use shaded spruce and gold foil, and then the gold embellishments that are in the same packet of the, what are they called? Adhesive backed metallic gems. So they come in gold, copper, and silver. So I use copper and then I use gold for this one. And then the back, the same sentiment. So, all right, are you guys ready to learn how to make this cool tower honeycomb card? Let's do it. Yay. All right. Diving in, I'm going to assume that's a yes, and I'm just going to go for it. All right, so if you placed a $50 order with me last month before tax and shipping and after rewards came off, you got a packet in the mail to make this card along with me. There are a couple of packets that the tracking has not shown them as delivered, but sometimes they get delivered and it just doesn't show up. So for some reason, if you didn't get it, let me know. Now, as I said, your packet might have, by the way, if you didn't get a packet, that's okay. We're happy you're here. Keep watching. Or if you're a team member, you cut your own. If you'd like to create with me next month and get a packet in the mail, just place a $50 order in my online store this month, and then you will get next month's November Crafternoon packet. Now, your packet might have these patterns of paper, or it might have these patterns of paper. Doesn't matter, your card is going to look gorgeous regardless. They all have this beautiful gold. Now, this is the Traditions of Christmas Designer Series paper. It is been so insanely popular that it is currently out of stock. It's due back the week of November 17th. Stampin' Up! Does have a class coming up. It's a craft class that you can purchase for $30, and it will walk you through how to make a bunch of cards with this tutorial. It's just something you can purchase in the Stampin' Up! Online store. You just put in class and you'll find it. All right, so we've got our pieces here. We've got our little note that told us what we need to put this card together. We need adhesive and dimensionals, a bone folder, and then some stamps, and I'm using a real red ink pad. All right, so let's dive in. I have white embossing powder, you guys, still on my on my desk left over from that Hobby Haven card. So actual new date is week of November 10th. Oh, thanks, Anne. So this one got moved up. Woohoo, we like that. That's a good sign. All right, so we've got some different pieces here. Now, you can probably see these two look to be the same size. They are exactly the same size, but they have different score marks on them. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4 score lines. We're going to start with this one that has 2 score lines. The size of this, now I want to be clear here. In this video, I will be giving you the dimensions to make the basic fold for this card. Here, got one right here. Actually, this happens to be in pink, but I give you all the dimensions to make this part. As far as the decorative pieces, you can either work that out yourself or you can purchase the paid tutorial, and I have it every single thing listed in here for you down to the minutia because that's how I like it. All right, so we're going to go back and we're going to start with the card base. So this one is 5.5 by 4.25, and it's scored at 1.25 and 3. Okay, so I'm going to get my bone folder here. I don't know where my nice looking one is, so I'm going to use this beat up looking one, and we're going to go ahead and fold on that score line and crease it. And we are folding so that it's a valley fold like that. Okay, and then we're going to do the same on this side. Oh, thank you, Susan. I'm so glad you love the tutorials. All right, so there we have the card, the back side of the card, which is again 5.5 by 4.25, and it's scored at 1.25 and 3. All right, so you should fold those both like valley folds. All right, now we're going to grab the next piece, which is the same dimensions, 4.25 by 5.5, but this one has more score lines on it. If I tilt it just right, hopefully you can kind of make those out. It is scored at 1/2 inch, 1.25 inch, 3 inches, and 3 3/4 inches. Okay, so we're going to fold these as mountain folds. So I'm actually going to turn it over to the back side, and I'm going to crease and crease, and then I'm going to turn it around and do the same over here. Crease and crease. All right, let's take a look at this one here. So we have done mountain folds on all of those, right? Almost makes like a tube shape. And you can see with those 1/2 inch scores, the 1/2 inch score on the left and the one on the right, that's going to make some tabs, which we'll be using to attach. This section is what I call the honeycomb pop out. This is the part that pops out. So we're going to go ahead and just flatten this out, and we're going to add some adhesive to these two edge tabs. I'm going to give you the dimensions one more time for this. It's 4.25 by 5.5, scored at 1/2 inch, 1.25, 3 inches, and 3.25. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, and then Anne is dropping those dimensions in the live chat for us. And I'm going to grab my adhesive and I'm going to run it down these outside scored areas, which are the tabs for attaching. So I don't know if I tilt it just right, hopefully you can see they're very sticky right now. So I've got adhesive on both of those, and I'm going to fold those back and flatten this back out so I can attach it. So I'm going to bring that card, the back of the card back in, or the card base. And for this one, we're going to assemble it slightly different than the horizontal version. If you've made the horizontal version, and of course, all these dimensions are different, we are going to stick it down in one go. So we're going to line up that bottom edge of the card, and your goal here is to approximately line up the two score lines. I'm going to slide it a little bit above so I can see that the score lines are lined up, and then match those up, and we're going to just press that down. All right, I centered it and did it instead of doing one side and then the other and hoping they'd come out right. I find it better with this particular version if you just center that in one go. Okay, so there we have the beginnings of our tower honeycomb card. You can see that right there. And it is a little wobbly. So this next part is our stabilizer, and that's what's going to make this a bit more stable is the hopes. All right, so this is our stabilizer piece. This piece is 1.25 by 5, and I've scored it at 3/8 of an inch, 1 5/8 of an inch, 3 3/8 of an inch, and 4 5/8 of an inch. And we are going to fold all of those scores as mountain folds. Okay, this one has a few other pieces and some little skinnier measurements. And one more. All right, again, you can see we've got a tab on the left and a tab on the right. These are 3/8 of an inch, and we're going to put some adhesive on those tabs to attach it to the rest of our card. Okay, we'll flip that around. Got a little over the edge there, so I'm just going to fold that back in. All right, so these go backwards, and we're actually going to be attaching them to the backing of the card or the card base. So we're going to flatten this down, and again, we're going to line it up. We're going to center it lined up with that bottom edge and just press it into place. Okay. And then I like to just let it pop up, and I take my bone folder and just give a little burnish, a little rub to where that is adhering. Okay. So there you have your Honeycomb Tower pop-up card. All right, fantastic. So there we go. And then we're going to go ahead and decorate our card here. All right. So again, you might have these patterns for decorating, or you might have these patterns. Either one is fine. Now we're going to stick this on in the center of our card. These are actually going to go on the back. We're going to stick this in the center. Now you could put this on before you put the bottom piece on, but I have actually had really good luck with sticking on it afterwards, because I just make sure that I have even borders at the top, and then the bottom works itself out. And if it doesn't, nobody's going to see it. So there you go. So we're going to go ahead and get some adhesive on here. There we go. And we're going to slide this into place. Now you can decide which side you want up. This one has more leaf stuff. This one has a flower. I'm going to go with the flower on top. Totally up to you on how you want to do that. And I'm trying to center that on my card. Okay. All right. Fantastic. How we doing, everyone? I know I'm going fast, and I apologize for that, but I know you'll catch up. I'm just looking here to see where where are you? I want to make sure I'm going in the correct order. All right, so I'm going to grab my packet here, and we're going to pull out a couple of embossed pieces here. Now, again, all of the dimensions for these decorative pieces are in the PDF tutorial, okay? So if I try to give them all to you, it would be very confusing, and those are part of the PDF, all right? So we're going to add some adhesive to these strips of embossed cardstock. I use the eyelet embossing folder for this one. And these are going to go here. So to the right and to the left of that center panel. Doesn't matter which side you start on. And same thing where you're going to make sure you have same spacing at the top, bottom, and sides. All the way down. And then that end bit will work its way out. Okay, we've got one on there. And I'm going to do the same with this one. All right. There we go, all sticky. And then we're going to slide this in here. Okay. All right. We're going to grab this little envelope inside. Don't lose the sticky note. That's got your gems. But we're going to slide out these 2 squares of designer paper that are in here. And I went with the same pattern, whatever your main piece is, that's what these 2 are cut for. And we're going to go ahead and stick these on. All right, and you can do it any which way. I think a lot of these I did matching or close to it, but I don't actually want them matching, so I'm going to turn them different directions. Change them up a little bit, so if that makes sense. So having the flowers on the outside for both, and that is decorated there. Okay, I'm going to stop here. At this point, we're going to turn the card over, and we're going to add the decorative pieces on the back. Again, you can make the card base and work out these designer paper pieces on your own, or if you want the easy button, I've got it all for you in the tutorial. All right, let's go ahead. And I did do some changing on different pieces and layering in the alternates. All right, so we're going to stick these pieces on the back. They're going to go left and right of center, or as I'm doing it, right and left of center. And again, your patterns might be slightly different depending on which packet you got. There we go. I do love white on white. I love lots of white. Especially when it's embossed. All right, there's a little bit of color on the back though. So at this point, before I put my decorations on the front, I wanted to go to the back so that I could stamp my sentiment while it's not lumpy. I did have one where I tried to stamp it after the fact, and that did not work out so well for me because once you get embellishments on here, it's no longer flat. Actually, for our team meeting, I think we even did, some people stamped it before we even started. Some of the alternates actually have a layer piece on here, and then you don't need to do this. You can do it at the end because you're stamping on a separate piece and attaching it. All right, let's go ahead and open up this real red ink right here. And we're going to go ahead and ink this up. So this is just for you. This is from the Traditional Labels bundle. Fantastic bundle. We'll be using it for the front too. Now I've got that really goopy there. Oh my goodness, that looks like an accident waiting to happen, but I'm going to live dangerously and I'm just going to kiss it on my cardstock and not press too hard and hope for the best. Okay. If I had gotten a little blob, that would have been an excellent embellishment opportunity that I could have covered up, but we skated through that one just fine. All right, I'm going to go ahead and close that up. The other thing you can do is just take a wet paper towel and kind of clear off that part before you stamp. All right, so we've got the back sorted. Let's go ahead and finish our card here. So I'll pull out the embellishments. I probably can't lose those in the short amount of time before I need them, right? Haha, famous last words. All right, again, Traditional Labels. These are some of the dies from that Traditional Labels. This one we've done in the gold. And I love this one, actually cuts little slits. It's super cool. You probably could, I haven't tried it yet, but I bet you could weave ribbon in through those. Oh gosh, that's a thought. I should give that a go. All right, and then we have this one, which is kind of a squared off oval shape. And then we have this fantastic Christmas greenery from the Christmas greenery dies, which is going to go on the front of our card. And so let's start. I'm going to use my tutorial because gosh, it's so much easier to make these cards with a detailed tutorial. So our first step here is going to be attaching our greenery. Now, this part is a little bit up to you. You can go it straight down the middle, but if you do that, you're going to cover up a lot of that pretty paper. So I actually prefer to angle it one way or the other. It depends on where my flowers are. So on this one, if I angle it to the left, I'm covering up that poinsettia, and these are just little berries. If I curve it this way, oh, I like that. Then I can see more flowers. So for the pattern that I happen to have in my pack for this card, I'm going to do it that way. This one was completely different, right? The flowers were over here, so I leaned it towards the left. So I hope that makes sense. This one, I did it more down the center, so totally up to you. You get to decide, but just lay it on there how you want it, and then we're going to stick it in place with dimensionals. And our dimensionals are going to go approximately in the center part of our card here. Now I've got this up pretty high. I'm going to slide it down just a little bit, and I'm going to put a dimensional on the left. Now most of this is going to, in fact, all of it is going to be covered up, so don't worry about that dimensional showing. It won't. But I'm going to put one on the left and one on the right just to tack that down, and you can even add another one if you want. I'm going to just leave it there. That's probably enough. And then we're going to peel those off. Okay. And then we have this pretty, pretty gold label from the Traditional Label dies, and we're going to just stick this on right over the top. And I'm just centering it so I have about the same side, same amount of space on each side. Right now we're ready for our words, but I haven't stamped them yet, so I'm going to go and do that. So I'm going to open up that real red ink pad. Let's see if I can do a little better job of inking up my stamps this time. And we're going to go ahead and stamp the word sending. Now the stamps in the Traditional Label stamp set are curved so that they match up with a lot of the dies in here. So that one and this one, there's multiple different choices. Like I'm doing sending cheer, but there are a lot of other options if you have the set. And if you don't have the set, just substitute with what you do have. Lots of greetings would fit on this this shape. Okay, so I've got sending cheer there. I'm going to go ahead and just slide those aside. And then I am going to attach this with a couple more dimensionals. If you want to stick it on flat, you certainly could do that. Same with this. You could have stuck the greenery down with adhesive and stuck that flat. I like a lot of dimensions, so the more dimensionals, the better in my book. And then I'm just going to center that not only side to side, but also top to bottom there. And we've got that stuck on. So there we have our card. It's almost done. The last little piece de resistance or finishing touch is in our sticky note here. And these are the gems. And I have to remind myself what these are called. One moment, please. At the end of the tutorial, I have a list of every supply I used for every card, and this one is the flower accents, they're called. They don't really look like, I mean, I guess if you look super, super close, they sort of look like flowers, but they also look kind of like medallions. So in my mind, they work just fine with this Christmas card. So and they're shiny gold and they're nice and bright and happy, which is perfect. I've got my take your pick tool here, and I'm just going to pop off. Now you might have too small or you might have too large. Both of them, either one looks fine. If you have these flower accents yourself, you could always add a large and a small if you want and mix it up that way. So we've got one on there and then one more. And those are just going to go to one side of the greenery, depending if you put it left to the left or to the right. And there we have our fantastic tower pop-up, excuse me, tower honeycomb card. Well, Susan's a little tired. It's been a labor of love getting that tutorial done, let me tell you. So shout out to my sister Anne for all her help in carefully proofreading every single section of that. So there we have our Tower Honeycomb card. Here's the back of this version. And let's look at all of them, shall we? So we have, again, your card might have been with either one of these patterns, and your back might look like this. So there we go. Hi, Linda. So we've got those two. Let's look at the rest of them. Again, all of the details for every single version of these cards are in that tutorial, which is now available for purchase on my Suestampfield website. Just go to the tutorial shop and you'll see it right there. So we have those two. We have this stunningly gorgeous modern Christmas one. Now these are a sneak peek. If you purchase the starter kit, you can get those in your kit now, or if you're a demonstrator, otherwise they'll be available the week of November 4th. This one is available now. This is the beautiful modern Christmas with this gorgeous star. There's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful dies in there. Like, I think this card would also be pretty with the ornament on the front, and then maybe more solid gold pattern in the center. I just had to stop creating so that I could get everything done. But I could have kept going. These cards are so fun to make. And then on the back, this one has a little extra dimension with that large label kind of popping out. So there we have the modern Christmas version. And then a couple more sneak peeks. We have this one, which is the Hobby Haven, a suite of products. And that fun chalkboard look. Creative Haven is the name of the bundle. This will be available again November 4th, or available now in the starter kit. And then the last two are these two. I know I didn't even lose anything, Linda. What are the odds? All right, these two are with this super cool friendly foliage bundle. That is also going to be available November 4th for customers. I did this version with copper embossing for a fun fall autumn look, and this version in shaded spruce for any time of the year. What I really like about this friendly foliage in particular, it has a lot of care greetings in it, get well soon, or, just supportive type of statements. Sorry, I'm grabbing a tissue and I'm making a loud sound with my metal ruler over there. So really, really cool bundle. All right, I'm going to switch the camera here so that I can say goodbye. And I want to remind you, I'm going to be back this evening for more fun. So I hope you can tune in tonight at 7:30 Central Time for another creative adventure. Looking forward to seeing you then. Have a great Saturday afternoon, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.